We are not the only one that have this white fatigue. We are not the only one. Why are black people always saying we are the only one? I don't understand. I don't do this. This is the black fatigue episode. And I'm going to be doing different series and different episodes. And I want you guys to always come back to watch and drop me in your comment section if what these people are saying is actually right. Anyways, welcome back again to the channel. My name is Sonia. If this is the first time you're tuning in, do subscribe, like this video, drop me your comments. And lastly, do not forget to share. Credit belongs to original creators of every clips and stitches we're going to be using in our today's episode. And this is just for educational purpose, not to bash anyone. With that being said, let's continue rolling out the clips and I'll be back with commentaries.
So we saying the quiet parts out loud too. Because their version of black fatigue, it ain't our version of black fatigue. It's really white fragility and another level of racism at its finest. Just when I think white folks can't get any lower, they co-opt our term, black fatigue, a term created to describe racism and marginalization since enslavement. Now suddenly white folks are tired of hearing us talking about it. It's making them feel uneasy, uncomfortable, and ashamed. The audacity, the nerve of us. Baby, let's talk about it, and then we're going to get back to our regularly scheduled programming. Now, black folks haven't been silent. There are always whispers, small truths shared behind closed doors, and per usual, us trying to keep the peace. Because somehow we thought that they would finally recognize our worth and our value. But baby, that hadn't happened. So now, we're saying the quiet parts out loud. We've sat in silence and whispered for far too long behind closed doors. We swallowed the disrespect, the racism, the microaggressions, which ain't ever been micro. Our grandparents, great-grandparents of the silent generations and boomers were just exhausted. They taught us to go along to get along and don't rock the boat. But baby, that era is over. We're not playing nice anymore. White folks, you're calling it black fatigue because you're tired of being held accountable. You're tired of hearing the truth, thinking you saved us, and reminiscing about how we've been good to you people. Newsflash, we never needed to be saved. We were never your project. You should have left us and every other culture you destroyed alone. Now here you are scrambling to take down memorials, erase artifacts, hide the ugliness, so you don't have to look yourself in the mirror and admit America is on fire. And it's behind all because of racism. Diversity, oh, you blocked it. You stifled it because you wanted to shine. You stole from us, repackaged it, and claimed it as your own. But when it was time to do the proving, you were nowhere to be found. So let's be clear. Black fatigue does not equal white fatigue. Black fatigue is we're tired of assimilating, code switching, and going along to get along. Now your fatigue, this white fatigue, you're tired of us talking about what you did to us. And we should just get over it. The abuse, the mistreatment, the theft, the unalivings, the torture. And I could go on and on and on. Oh, baby, they not the same. Never have been, never will. So black folks are done playing. We're shutting it down. Sorry, not sorry. And as Toni Morrison would say, if you can only be tall when someone else is on their knees, then you have a serious problem. So to my black folks, drink your water, stay rooted and real, and mind your black business. Happy Black History 365, and I'll see you next time.
Black fatigue is real. I think society as a whole is there. We are just so unbelievably fed up with the ghetto ratchet behavior.
Black fatigue. It's all over my FYP page. Thank you. I am so happy that this is being brought up. And oh, by the way, for us white people who've been around the block a long time, this isn't new to us. We've been dealing with this for over 40.
I'm going to help y'all get some rest because you're just so damn tired. Here we go. The term was created by us for us.
What if, to solve y'all fatigue with black people, we just left? We just went back to Africa. Oh, wait, we tried that in the early 1900s when Marcus Garvey launched the Back to Africa movement, when he literally signed a deal with Liberia. But guess who shut it down? The U.S. government wouldn't even let the ships leave. What if we built our own towns away from white folks so we can't even be in proximity to fatigue, y'all? Darn, we tried that too in the form of freedmen's towns in states like Oklahoma, Black Wall Street being one of them, which was thriving, and we had our own businesses, banks, hospitals, schools, and what happened? The Tulsa Race Massacre. White mobs burned it all to the ground. Government planes dropped firebombs. People were slaughtered. So no, we weren't left alone. But what if we just like live in our own neighborhoods away from y'all? Oh wait, then y'all want to move in, raise the rent, rename everything, and call it up and coming. It's giving gentrification, not boundaries.
So I guess the real question is, if y'all are so fatigued by Black people, then why are y'all always trying to follow us? Why are y'all always trying to control us, surveil us, regulate our tone, our volume, our hair, our joy? It's because y'all really don't want us gone. Y'all want us contained inside whatever version of respectability you've created in your imagination. And it's not giving fatigued. It's giving obsessed.
This all finally brings me to an academic field called whiteness studies. Look it up. Specifically to Dr. Robin DiAngelo, pictured here, in her framing of her terms universalism and individualism. White folks get to be universal, which is the default standard of behavior, and they get to be individuals. Their mistakes are theirs, not the whole race. But Black people, we get neither. We don't get the privilege of being individual and universal.
If one of us acts quote unquote ghetto, then we're all suddenly the problem. And then you determine our behavior by your respectability politics in the first place, which Black beings and Black bodies don't have to abide by anyways. If it were up to y'all, we would not be allowed any individuality or complexity. To y'all, we just give exhaustion for anything that we do. Have you ever considered that maybe it's not Black people that's causing your fatigue? And maybe it's the reflection, because when whiteness sees itself in the mirror through our resistance, our joy, our success, our ability to self-define, it gets tired. But here's the thing. We've been tired. Y'all are just late.
Now, I've seen the term Black fatigue floating around a lot lately, and it seems to me that the vast majority of the people who are talking about it are Black.
Black fatigue is a thing. Newsflash. White people don't want to live around ratchet Black people, and Black people don't want to live around ratchet Black people.
Here's the thing. The videos that I've personally seen is not racism. It's accountability. It's one of those to where they are tired. They are fed up, to where they have opened their camera and they start confessing the things that agitate them about the Black community. And because we have gotten to that point, you know who I blame? The Black community.
The ghetto ratchet bullshit. All the ignorant stuff that these people stand for. All the ignorant stuff that these people defend. All the weird shit that these people say.
I mean, it's nothing like going to the Walmart on a Sunday morning and then you see the Bonnet crew walk in. Loud. They're highly emotional, highly sensitive. You can't say nothing. You can't even smile and hold the door for them because they'll look at you like you're crazy. And always the victim of something. Either you stepped on a shoe, you looked at them wrong, you told them good morning.
And that makes a lot of sense, seeing as how the Black community is having to deal with that part of the Black community more than any other race. To catch anyone up who hasn't heard the term, Black fatigue is basically the exhaustion people feel toward Black people, thanks to what I've seen other Black people call the ratchet side of the community.
I don't like ratchetness. I don't like the constant obsession with oppression. I don't like people walking around constantly talking about slavery like it was 20 minutes ago.
You know, Black people have Black fatigue too. It's not just white tea. It's Black people too. We are tired of your shenanigans. We're tired of the group of Black people, y'all, that out here twerking, wearing bonnets, shaking your ass, baby mama drama, all of the shit that we see. You on here showing how you're spending $2,000 on your EBT card buying junk food because you don't cook for your family, or selling your EBT cards, like all the shenanigans. You're the ones that are out here saying that that Black 12-foot statue in Times Square looks like you and represents Black women. It does not. It does not. It represents a Black female who looks unhappy, who's clearly overweight, And the statue does not represent all black women. There are so many other black women that they could have made a statue out of. But aside from that, the premise of the statue makes no sense. And why was the guy that was advertising it or talking about it or launching it was some guy with a British accent? He's not even black and he's not even from this country. So we're tired. Black people have black fatigue. So I just wanted to jump on here and let y'all know the ones that are like me who are not a part of that shenanigans, that group of black people who make all black people look bad, that group of people who make other people not want to hang around us or be around us because they think all black people behave that way. We don't, and we have black fatigue. You can come in the comments and let me know what you think. Do you agree? Are you like me who has the black fatigue, or are you one of the ones that are going to hold down the culture because it's just really ratchetness on another level?
Black fatigue is definitely a real thing, and it is so much deeper than just dysfunction. People are tired of being blamed for the dysfunction that is coming out of the black community, and they're tired of the cult-like behavior. And people are tired of going out into the world to pay their money for different things for it to be ruined by some ratchet, ghetto, disgusting behavior. And quite frankly, I don't think that people care that it's a certain subsection of the community. I think that they just want it under control. People are no longer tiptoeing around the truth. They don't care if you call them racist or anti-black or whatever it is. People are tired. We completely made being black an identity that we worship like it's a god. It's like we're so obsessed with the black identity, there's no such thing as right and wrong no more. And let's not act innocent, because even of the ones of us that know better, we've still been complicit in the behavior. And now white people are tired of it, Hispanics are tired of it, Asians are tired of it, and other black people are tired of it. And not only are they tired of it, they're tired of covering and making excuses for the behavior. We are tired of pretending. We're tired of walking on eggshells for simply telling the truth and saying stuff that, God forbid, like us say like, hey, we have a problem in the black community and we can do something about it. But I can tell you for sure, people are tired of the twerking. They're tired of seeing you come across their screens fighting and stealing out of stores and just acting like lawless people. People are tired of that. I'm tired of that. And if we don't do something about it, things will get ugly before it gets better.
There was a white woman who has now since deleted her video talking about black fatigue and how she and the rest of society are so fed up with the ghetto and ratchet behavior, the entitlement, the victimhood. Her words, not mine. Couple of things. One, black fatigue is a real thing, but it's not what that lady was saying. Black fatigue is the emotional, physical, and mental exhaustion caused by the daily stress of living under systemic racism and its consequences. So the black community has black fatigue due to the oppression they've lived under in this country since its inception. 2, it never ceases to amaze me how little most white people are willing to look at the true history of this nation and understand that while they personally may not have owned slaves or lynched black people or used black babies as alligator bait or conducted experiments on black people or operated on black women without pain medicine because they didn't think black women could feel pain, they are still benefiting off the society and systems that made those things possible. Racism is deeply rooted in this country from the beginning. We stole this land from the indigenous Native Americans. We brought black people to this country against their will and sold them into slaveries. We ripped their families apart. We have maligned, maimed, and misused the black community since the first ship arrived on the shores of the United States. Do you understand how hard the fight has been to get even a semblance of equality in this country? And now, what little progress we've made is being undone by this administration. Trump and this administration has made people like that woman and the many racist commenters on that post feel comfortable to speak so publicly about their racist views and feelings. Because, spoiler alert, nothing will happen to them. Black people are questioned about everything they do, even if they're just walking down the street. Until this country as a whole accepts responsibility for how we were designed and built, this country will never see true equality.
Black fatigue is nothing more than a white supremacist inability to recognize that they have an unhealthy obsession with black people. And they use black fatigue because they can't really verbalize or conceptualize how much they need black people in their life because they hate us so much. They force us into our own communities because they want to be separate from us, but they fail to realize we're their main source of entertainment. So whenever they get bored enough, they come back to our communities, fucking it up, whether it's through gentrification or if it's through violence. And whenever black people push back against it, all of a sudden these people start preaching kumbaya, start preaching equality and peace. Like, why can't we all get along, brother? Don't call me brother. You're not my fucking brother. And they're so entitled and ignorant that they really delude themselves into thinking that the things that they are doing isn't wrong and that we should be accepting of them given the past behaviors that they've exhibited towards us.
One of the things that this community is notorious for doing is using blackness against other black people, meaning instead of them just standing on their own business, they will put a black person in front of it in order to buffer themselves. And so regardless of the people I've seen, I even had a gal that I watch, I won't disclose her name, but she's a black gal and she's conservative, and we all agree that this is an inter-community discussion. So you guys can stand on your own business, stop putting black people in front of your own feelings.
It's not racist, and I know y'all have been told this is racist, but it's not. It's not racist to call black people out for their behavior and what they're doing to society at this moment. I'm glad people are noticing this because it's been so many years and it's finally catching up to y'all. I've been trying to tell y'all that white people are tired of y'all. I'm tired of y'all too, but everybody, the world is getting sick of y'all and y'all's bullshit. I'm so glad this day is here. I've been trying to get out there that you people need help. Not just me, but me and other black conservatives. We've been trying to warn society that this is what it's going to come to when y'all keep coddling black people. They're going to see themselves as higher ups. They're going to see themselves as untouchable because the world wants to not be racist towards them.
Black fatigue is when I can hear you 10 miles away in Walmart with your 5 fucking kids. Black fatigue is when you have no home training and you have no idea how to act in public. And a lot of it is culture. I've been in the hood. I've been in the fucking schools and the projects where I was the only white girl there.
When the weakest group of females in existence proudly expose themselves but aren't smart enough to realize it, because imagine ending up living in the projects next to the very people that you look down on, even though you benefit more than anyone else from DEI, food stamps, and affirmative action. You have an entire system designed and rigged specifically to support your severe mediocrity and admit that you still failed. That's embarrassing.
Well, majority of y'all know someone who has been unalived by another black person. Way more than any instance of a black person being unjustifiably unalived by the police. That's black fatigue. As well as donating to Carmelo Anthony and Rodney Hinton Jr. When you aren't able to hold your own community accountable, that's a problem.
If we're being completely honest, the single solitary thing they spectacularly excel at is breeding the males who dominate every most wanted list in America. Rapists, mass shooters, PDF files, and being the very obedient doormats for these monsters they breed. God bless America. Meanwhile, black women are outpacing the superior males academically and entrepreneurially and doing it with fewer resources and none of the privilege.
And I can 100% guarantee you that it's culture.
Can you define anything about your culture outside of the extensive history of violence, control, and theft? I'll wait. I'd like to give some honorable mention of your consistent achievements, which include weaponizing your tears to end people's lives and bullying 5-year-olds and calling it patriotism. So accomplished.
Okay, so black fatigue, and that's a phrase that I heard for the first time today. I had no idea what it meant, so I searched it up on TikTok and quickly found out that it's pretty much a phrase that white people use to describe black behavior. And I just saw a whole bunch of videos of white people being like, oh yeah, we're tired of all the ghetto-ness. We're tired of all that ratchet behavior. We've been dealing with it for the past 40 years, and we're tired of it. We're done. We're sick of it. And I saw a lot of coonery too, because I saw all these videos with black people talking about, yeah, guys, we need to stop with all this ghetto behavior. You're embarrassing us. I blame the black community. Like, what's wrong with y'all? Just act normal. And I just don't agree with that at all. And you know what? I get it. I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but while we're listing things that we're tired of, I personally am tired of white women being able to call autistic 5-year-olds the N-word and then being able to raise $700,000 afterwards. And I'm also tired of white men being able to get out of jail and go on vacation with their families after they leave their infant in the car and kill them. I'm also tired of white police officers killing innocent black people, going into their homes and killing them on their couches or in their own kitchen. I mean, I could even go as far as to say that I don't think those slaves that y'all kept really like getting beaten and whipped. I don't think they really took too kindly to getting raped or eaten either, and yet that still happened, and y'all are complaining about feeling uncomfortable around quote-unquote ghetto people. And so for y'all to come up with the term black fatigue is insane to me, because imagine how tired we are, okay? Imagine how tired we are of it. And to all you coons that are making videos agreeing with them, I know that you get your little butterflies in your stomach when you read the comments and see people say, oh, you must be one of the good ones, you must be one of the good black people, I'm so happy you agree with us. You look stupid. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you and say that you look stupid. Oh, and side note, y'all look extra dumb because that definition that those white people are giving you of black fatigue isn't even correct. Black fatigue is something that black people experience. It's a result of all the oppression, the microaggressions, and the racism that we deal with every single day.
Black fatigue is a thing. Newsflash. White people don't want to live around ratchet black people. And black people don't want to live around ratchet black people. I mean, it's nothing like going to the Walmart on a Sunday morning and then you see the bonnet crew walk in. Loud, obnoxious, the kids are everywhere, in every aisle, unattended. And that's anywhere you go, no matter what. They're highly emotional, highly sensitive. You can't say nothing. You can't even smile and hold the door for them because they'll look at you like you're crazy. And always the victim of something. Either you stepped on a shoe, you looked at them wrong, you told them good morning. They're never happy, they're never satisfied. And you wonder why normal, good black people move out of the hood as soon as they start getting successful. I was one of those black people that said, man, if I made some money, I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna buy up this, buy up that. I'm gonna support the community. As soon as I got my money, I got the fuck up out of there. Because they don't know how to appreciate good shit. And my suburban kids don't need to be dealing with that bullshit. Crab in a barrel mentality. Never take accountability for nothing. So yeah, black fatigue is a thing. And I'll tell you, a lot of people are fucking tired. They're tired of dealing with these kind of people on a daily basis. I mean, I get anxiety when I walk inside of a mall nowadays. I mean, because you got these YNs running around and they don't respect nothing. So I don't care what anybody says. White America is tired of you, and we are too.
The woman who called a 5-year-old a racial slur. My first impression after watching the video, a little bit of white trash. I have to be honest, the kid was 5. I have worked with 5-year-olds for the last 15 years. Absolutely everything they do is out of pocket. They're like little unhinged drunk people. Nothing they do makes sense. A 5-year-old is capable of rifling through somebody's bag and taking things that don't belong to them. Ask any kindergarten teacher. But I realize why so many people are wanting to defend this. Because black fatigue is real. I think society as a whole is there. We are just so unbelievably fed up with the ghetto ratchet behavior, entitlement, the victimhood, that they want to praise this woman. But what she did is not praiseworthy. But also on the same hand, please remember that every day that us white people get on this app, we get called racial slurs every single day. So if you don't want to be called a racial slur, you also have to stop calling people racial slurs. You can't talk out of both sides of your mouth. But for the love of God, please leave the children out of it. Adults are stupid. They're going to do stupid things. But you're a different level of stupid when you bring kids into it. Thanks for coming to my TED.
So basically, what this woman is saying is that two things could be true at the same time. And I said this the other day when this whole situation first broke out, and then we had the panel on Monday night, where I basically said that white people are starting to get fed up, and that is the whole premise behind black fatigue, is that nobody wants you to continue to play victim for the rest of your life. They tired of being held accountable for things that their ancestors did. They tired of you blaming all of your failures and the things that you weren't able to accomplish on white people. They're tired of you sitting there saying that you're a victim every single day, regardless of what your circumstance is, regardless of what you've been given, regardless of all of the affirmative action, regardless of the fact that you're saying that you're the most educated, but really you're the most enrolled. They tired of you blaming your debt on the system. They tired of you saying that white men are the problem. They tired of you asking for programs, and they're tired of being held accountable for the decisions that you're making every single day.
She'll be watching her back for the rest of her life. Yeah, because that's not thuggery, hoodrattery, animalistic. This is why people have black fatigue. When you act like this, it's not normal behavior. People do stupid stuff. People say stupid stuff. That's life. It's not normal to threaten to unalive people because you don't like what they're doing. But here we are. People are getting sick and tired of opening up TikTok and seeing brawls on cruise ships, brawls in the airport, like literally the most ghetto behavior. We're tired. We're tired of it. But then whining and complaining and acting like it's not your fault that you act that way. Yeah.
And so that comment proved her right. And for whatever reason, y'all think that the white people don't have eyes, that people that are not black don't have eyes and they can't see how ghetto a lot of this is. And then I have to pay for it because I got to go outside and then account for what you did. People are tired.
Anyways, welcome back again. And we are going to first of all look into the definition of black fatigue because I don't know where these white people are actually coming from. Black fatigue is a physical, emotional, and mental exhaustion that black people experience from dealing with racism and discrimination on a daily long life basis. That means these people, which is the palm colored people, are people that is actually making the black people to even experience it. If not, we do not have any relationship with black fatigue. It is not just being tired, it is a deep exhaustion that comes from one, consistent micro aggression being followed in stories, assumption of criminalities, and stereotypes. Systemic racism, unequal access to healthcare, job, housing, and education. Having to prove worth or excellence more than white counterparts. Seeing or experiencing police brutality, hate crimes, racial violence. Generational trauma, the weight of slavery, segregation, and ongoing injustice. Dr. Mary France Winter even wrote a book called Black Fatigue, describing it as a draining tour of systemic racism across a black person's lifetime. Do black people experience this? Absolutely. Many black people in America and land globally experience it, even if they don't use exact terms. For example, a black employee may feel drained from being the only black person at work and constantly facing subtitle exhaustion. A black parent may feel exhausted having to prepare their children from racism in schools or interaction with police. Watching news about violence against black people can reopen wounds and create ongoing stress. Mental health, anxiety, depression, burnout, physical health, chronic stress contribute to high blood pressure, heart disease, and shortcoming acceptance. Social impact, frustration, mistrust, or detachment from institutions that keep failing black people, that keep failing black people. General impact, the exhaustion is passed down. Children grew up seeing their parents fight the same battles, creating a cycle. Black fatigue equals to the lifelong exaltation of dealing with systemic racism. And yes, black people very much do experience it because the system that creates it is still alive today. And that is where the problem is coming from. The system do not want to bury it. The system did not want to let it go. The system keep bringing out what we still make black people still keep experiencing this. Instead of looking for a way to fix their mess, instead of looking for a way to fix and make things work out for a lot of people or children not to grow up in the same environment, in the same space, in having to experience what their parents have been able to experience that lead to this black fatigue, as far as I'm concerned, no, they still keep pulling out those stones. Anyway, let me know what you think about this in the comment section. If you haven't subscribe, like this, you drop me a comment, and lastly, do not forget to share. Credit belongs to original creators of every clips and stitches we have in our today's episode, and this is just episode 1. Come back for part 2 and 3. because I'll subsequently be dropping most of this educational content. And guys, for educational purposes who do not support any form of violence here, I stand a chance to be corrected. Feel free to correct me in the comment section. And yes, with no further ado, I don't like always say in my videos, I'm going to be saying, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section, and do not forget to come back for more episodes like this. Bye for now. I love you. Mwah.